Hey there! So today we have another review, and this is a beer courtesy of Mike. Thank you so much for sending a package. This is from Eau Claire, I think that's how you pronounce it, Wisconsin. And this is the Brewing Projekt. So project with a K. This is Things of That Nature, literally double IPA, 8.5%, New England style, double dry hop, citrus Simcoe. So thank you so much, Mike.
Beautiful color.
Thank you so much for sending this one out, Mike. I really appreciate it. So, beautiful color on this one. This one comes in a kind of... Why don't you tell us, Katie?
This is like a 5, almost spot on. Maybe like a 5, between 5 and 7, I would say. Beautiful color. I mean, beautiful haze on that one.
Yeah, light to medium gold color, not completely opaque, medium plus haze on that. Slightly off-white head, fluffy white head. Ooh, smells great. Yeah. That is, what is that? It's very, it's a very, what was the word I'm looking for? Very gummy and also
it's
fragrant kind of.
Yeah. It's very sweet in you know, but not like, I wouldn't say sickly sweet. It's sweet in the fact that it's like almost like a sweet pineapple, like a very, very ripe pineapple.
Yeah, and also a little bit sorbet-like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So usually I get with Galaxy. I would have guessed this was Galaxy, but if you guys like Galaxy, oh wow! Deep underneath, there's a stinky little thing going on. There's a little bit of this kind of durian and sort of like.
Don't ruin it with that.
Yeah, but there's like an overripe kind of like.
That's what I'm saying, like an overripe pineapple to me, or like a very, very ripe pineapple. Like you know, when pineapple gets like very, very soft.
Quite intense, and from the aromatic, that's either 3 MMP or 4 MHA, which are sulfur hop compounds. I not best picking between the two. Sorry for your education. The 3 MMP, it's 4 MMP. 4 MMP is sort of like, to me, a little bit gooseberry-ish. It's relatively ripe. It has a little bit this kind of like a passion fruity kind of thing going on. And then if you go the other way with 3 MHA, it's what they get in Nelson, but I get like really ripe fruits as well. So they're pretty similar. They're intense ripeness driving in them.
There's some like really ripe melon in there. I almost get some. Yeah.
Before MMP is the one that you get catty. You get that kind of dank thing that what some people call cat pee, which is unlike, in my opinion, like this barnyard kind of like horse blanket weird note that some people get. Like actual cat pee is a very distinct and stinky
like ammonia,
note.
Yeah. This has got like some very ripe, very ripe melon. Don't
melon, ripe melon, super ripe melon. It's not cantaloupe, it's not honeydew, but it's what's that? Is it a jack melon? What's that called? Something like that?
Muskmelon?
Muskmelon. There's a good tasting note there. Cheers. I've had that before. I think that's what it smells like.
And also, I also noticed some like kind of like plum type aroma coming off of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a really bright, delicious note up front. Oh, that's awesome.
This is super great. I think like the first when it hits the tongue is like, you know, like it's subtle, and then all of a sudden, bam! It just kicks up a notch, and it's really robust in flavor.
So up front for me, this has a. I mean, I'm surprised it's not Galaxy. I mean, maybe they changed around the hop profile, but apparently Citrus Simcoe. It has a really beautiful kind of like treehouse green note. It tastes like this kind of like pineapple sorbet, orange sorbet, kind of like nice. Fruity flavor.
I kind of get some stone fruit in there still.
Oh man, there's a little bit of this bubblegummy thing kind of playing through. There's this like juicy fruit bubblegum. The malt is relatively hidden, nectarine.
I think the malt on the back end is really noticeable to me.
White peaches. The big thing for me is that the beer is really nice and fruity up front. Doesn't have much kind of this like creamy, silky thing going on, right? The middle sort of is a little bit empty. And this beer is freaking boozy, 8.5%.
Oh,
it actually, it smacks with alcohol in the back end. It's not terrible. It helps dry out the beer, but it resonates. It's a little bit fusely.
I like it. I like the way that this is set up. I really do. I like the initial, when it hits your tongue, it's kind of like very subtle, and then bam, all of a sudden, I would still consider that right up front. Very, very powerful in flavor. And then, yeah, it does dry off in the back end. with some booze. But you know, that's kind of what I like in a hazy IPA. This is like a nice boozy New England style.
Yeah. What's your final impressions on this one? I'm ready.
This is good.
It's very good.
Kind of almost has some celery flavor to it, like
it's a green hop character that sort of sticks on your tongue. Yeah,
like a celery salt type flavor to it.
I can see that.
I like that. I'd have to say this is really enjoyable. Crushable, perhaps not, because it is really really thick on flavor. It's it does stick to your palate quite a bit, but overall I think it is very enjoyable. It's just very heavy in flavor. So I think that aspect alone makes it very difficult to say I would have more than one or more than two even. But I like this a lot. I think this is a really great beer. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give this a 96. Let's not wake the baby.
There you go. For me, this is actually great. Very impressive that Wisconsin's putting out world class hazy like this.
Wisconsin.
Yes.
Oh, I love the Midwest. I'm from the Midwest.
Yeah, just from Michigan. But this for me is absolutely fantastic. I think the aromatics are great. The hop flavor up front is absolutely pure and delicious. It has, again, it reminds you of Galaxy. It reminds you of Green. I think that it could have a little bit more fat to it, so that middle body could use a little bit more kind of just like sweetness, rounded kind of quality to it. It sort of feels a little bit empty, even though it has that kind of creamy, silky, I imagine there's a good amount of wheat or oats in here, possibly.
Very silky.
Possibly. And it has a little bit of that kind of green hop thing, but it's sort of that kind of hop thing where it sort of sits on the palate and sort of like rubs against the teeth a little bit. Not intensely bad in the sense of hop burn. It does have a little bit of booziness on the back end as it dries out. It sort of battles itself in the booziness, drying it out, but then also is nice, a little bit thin and drinkable, and still 8.5%, but really beautiful hop flavor up front. I think this is just very well executed beer. For me, this is sort of like an 8 to 10 ounce pour. You can get it at a brewery, maybe a flight pour. This is a hard one to just crush a sucker like that unless you want to really get there. But
it's not because it's bad though. It's because it's just so rich in flavor. It's so thick and it's so heavy. Like
I don't think it's that thick. It's just rich in flavor and boozy to me.
It feels thick to me. Like in that, especially in that middle, like beginning that front end to middle, it's very thick.
Yeah, it has that thing going on, but then it just resonates and dries out with the booze.
Yeah,
for me,
just so flavorful.
Very good. Pretty high. I'm gonna go. I'm like leaning on 97 on this one.
Super good.
97 for me. This is fantastic. Thank you so much, Mike. This is an underrated one. If you guys haven't heard about this one before, I've never heard about this one before. This is the Brewing Projekt with a K. This is things of that nature, literally. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Thank you so much. Cheers.